to call this. I'd like to call this meeting to order, and Jason, could we please have a roll call?
Council President McGurven,
Here.
Councilmember Prince,
Here.
Councilmember Perez,
Here.
Councilmember Vaughn,
Here.
Councilmember Albertson,
Here.
Councilmember Rivera,
Here.
Councilmember O'Halloran.
Here.
A roll call, Mr. Mayor, all present.
All right, thank you. Tonight, we're going to start off with National Infertility Awareness Week proclamation.
Okay, proclamation, whereas the World Health Organization and American Medical Association define infertility as a disease, and according to the CDC, 1 in 8 couples have trouble getting pregnant or sustaining a pregnancy. And whereas infertility affects women and men equally and does not discriminate based on race, religion, sexual orientation, marital status, or socioeconomic level. And whereas the LGBTQ community also faces challenges when building their families. And whereas all people challenged in their family building journey should have access to all family building options. And whereas family building options include adoption and medical treatment, such as in vitro fertilization and third-party reproduction, but the cost and lack of insurance coverage are barriers for many to access the option they need. And whereas raising awareness of infertility and the barriers faced by the family building community is the first step to removing these barriers. And whereas Renton joins Resolve, the National Infertility Association, and dedicated volunteers, healthcare professionals, and members of the infertility and family building community in promoting awareness of infertility. Now, therefore, I, Armando Pavoni, Mayor of the City of Renton, do hereby proclaim April 24th through April 30th, 2022 to be National Infertility Awareness Week in the City of Renton, and I encourage all citizens to join me in the special observance and witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Renton to be affixed this 25th day of April, 2022, signed Armando Pavoni, Mayor of the City of Renton.
Mr. Mayor,
Council President McGurven.
I move the proclamation be adopted as read.
Second.
It's been moved by Council President McGurven, second by Councilmember Prince, that the proclamation be adopted as read. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries. Next up is the administrative report.
All right, good evening, everyone. The Emergency Feeding Program, SOS, will be hosting a pop-up lunch event at the new King County Permanent Supportive Housing Site located at 1150 Oakdale Avenue Southwest. This will be from 12:30 to 2 p.m. on Tuesday, April 26th. Unsheltered and those residents with food insecurities will receive ready-to-eat food and drinks from Amazon Fresh. Personal hygiene kits, cleaning supplies, and socks will also be available. Future pop-up lunch events are scheduled for the first and third Tuesdays of the month. Locations will be announced monthly. Kiwanis Park will be closed for construction of park improvements beginning April 26th with an anticipated reopening by the end of December 22nd, 2022. Ugh. Improvements include an ADA accessible entrance at Union Avenue, ball field upgrades, and synthetic turf infield and covered dugouts, a new restroom, new shelter with picnic tables, a new playground with play structures for ages 2 to 5 and 6 to 12, and much more. Visit rentonwa.gov/current projects to learn more about this bond-funded park renovation. On Saturday, April 30th, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., Renton Police Department is sponsoring a Shred-a-thon plus prescription drug take-back and food drive at Renton Memorial Stadium, 405 Logan Avenue North. Bring up to 5 boxes of your personal papers, unused or expired prescriptions, and over-the-counter medications for safe disposal. Dry or canned food goods, as well as cash donations to benefit the Salvation Army, will also be accepted. More information can be found at rentonwa.gov/shred-a-thon. The Renton Multicultural Festival returns to a 2-day in-person event. Join us Friday, May 6th from 6 to 9 p.m. at Renton Civic Theater, 507 South 3rd Street, and Saturday, May 7th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Renton Pavilion Event Center, 233 Burnett Avenue South. Enjoy live performances of cultural music and dance, traditional crafts, and local artist displays. The festival's fashion show is scheduled for Saturday at 2:30 p.m. Food trucks will also be in attendance, and maps will help you navigate your way to visit some of downtown Renton's fabulous restaurants and businesses. For more information and a soon-to-be-released performance schedule, visit rentonwa.gov/festival. In partnership with Renton in partnership with Republic Services and Styro Recycle, Solid Waste Utility Division will host the first of 3 mini recycle events on Saturday, May 7th, 2022, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Renton Technical College. Materials collected will be scrap metal, including large appliances, polystyrene or styrofoam, and bubble wrap. Food donations will also be collected for the Renton Salvation Army Food Bank. For more information, please visit Renton Mini Recycle Events. Surface Water Utility Division is developing a stormwater management action plan to protect water bodies from pollution and improve water quality in a selected high-priority basin in Renton's watersheds. You're invited to help select the basin and share your ideas for the Stormwater Management Action Plan. Learn more at rentonlaw.gov/watersheds. Information about preventative street maintenance, traffic impact projects, and road closures happening this week can be found at rentonlaw.gov/traffic. All projects are weather permitting unless otherwise noted. Streets will always remain open. And that is the report.
Thank you. Next, we'll open up the remote audience comment period. I mean, the strong intent of the city to have public comment regularly included on our agendas. Each speaker will be given 5 minutes to speak. You'll be called upon by a city staff member. The staff member will call the speaker's name and unmute the appropriate microphone, which will send an automatic prompt to the speaker of "You've been unmuted." This is the speaker's cue that it's their turn to speak. Please begin your comments by stating your name, city of residence, and the topic you are addressing. Speakers should be able to see a timer on the screen. Please finish your comments when you see the time is close to expiring. And I believe we have one person signed up tonight.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
we do have one person signed up tonight. That is Brooks Earl King. However, I don't see Brooks in attendance tonight.
Okay.
And that is all I have.
All right, thank you. Next up is the consent agenda. We have 3 items. Are there any that council would like to remove for separate consideration?
Seeing none, Mr. Mayor, move the consent agenda be approved as published.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Council President McGurven, second by Councilmember Prince, that the consent agenda be approved as published. Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries. You're on to unfinished business. Council President McGurven,
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Prince,
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Perez,
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Van,
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Alverson,
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Rivera.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
I know somebody has some work. Councilmember O'Halloran.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, the Finance Committee has 6 committee reports tonight.
Okay, the first Finance Committee report is approval of claims and payroll vouchers. The Finance Committee approves the following payments. Accounts payable, total payment of $11,476,279.47 for a number of vouchers and payroll benefit withholding vouchers and 4 wire transfers. Payroll, total payment of $1,646,799.13 for payroll vouchers, including 600 direct deposits and 7 checks. This is the March 16th through 31st pay period. And then Kidder Matthews vouchers totaling $48,639.28. And finally, municipal court vouchers totaling $34,500.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember O'Halloran.
I move the council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, second by Councilmember Perez, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Okay, the next report is regarding the Coulon North Water Walks Improvements Contract Amendment. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute the contract amendment with P&D Engineers Incorporated in the amount of $138,888.73. The full cost of the contract amendment has been budgeted in the proper account, which includes bond funding. And again, this is the Coulon North Water Walk Improvements project.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember O'Halloran.
I move the council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, second by Councilmember Perez, the council concur with the finance committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, the next report is regarding hiring a health and safety coordinator at step D of the salary scale. The finance committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to authorize the salary of at step D, grade M22 for the new health and safety coordinator, which is a 2-year limited term position in the Human Resources Risk Management Department.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember O'Halloran.
I move the council concur with the finance committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, second by Councilmember Perez, that the council concur with the finance committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
All right, the next report is regarding the 2022 carry forward first quarter budget amendment ordinance and the 2021-2022 fee schedule resolution. The finance committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve 1, the budget amendment and adopt the ordinance amending the 2021-2022 biennial budget to increase revenues by $98,040,426 for an amended total revenue of $693,958,487 over the biennium and increase expenditures by $198,035,866 for an amended total expenditures of $896,270,801 over the biennium and amending the 2022 salary table. And the committee further recommends that section 6.13 of policy and procedure 800-07 be waived and that the related ordinance be presented for first and second and final reading and adopted at tonight's council meeting. And then second, approve the resolution amending the 21-22 fee schedule.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember O'Halloran.
thank you, Jason. I move the council concur with the finance committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, second by Councilmember Perez. The council concur with the finance committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed,
Aye.
motion carries.
Okay, the next report is regarding the Washington State Department of Transportation for the Springbrook Creek Wetland and Habitat Mitigation Bank Agreement Amendment. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve Amendment Number 1 to agreement, which is our contract number 06163 with the Washington State Department of Transportation for the Springbrook Creek Wetland and Habitat Mitigation Bank Long-Term Management Phase.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember O'Halloran.
I move that the council concur with the finance committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, second by Councilmember Perez, that the council concur with the finance committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
All right, the final report is regarding a reorganization of the Community and Economic Development Department. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve the reorganization request for the Community and Economic Development Department. CED has been able to balance the cost of the reorganization request by adjusting fees to best match the current market. Additional revenue of $655,119.71. The reorg cost is approximately $617,895.51 with a difference of $37,224.20. The committee further recommends that section 6.13 of policy and procedure 800-07 be waived and that the related ordinance be presented for first and second and final reading and adopted at tonight's council meeting.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember O'Halloran.
I move the council concur with the finance committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, second by Councilmember Perez, that the council concur with the finance committee report. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries. Thank you. Next up is legislation. We have 1 resolution and 4 ordinances. for tonight.
Okay, the first is resolution number 4467. It's regarding amending the fee schedule. Resolution of the City of Renton, Washington, amending the 2021-2022 City of Renton fee schedule.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember O'Halloran.
excuse me, I move the resolution be adopted as read.
second,
It's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, seconded by Councilmember Perez, that the council adopt the resolution as read. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
aye,
Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries.
All right, the first ordinance is up for first reading only tonight, and it's regarding an amendment to the Planning Commission membership. An ordinance of the City of Renton, Washington, amending subsection 2105A of the Renton Municipal Code by allowing owners of a business in the City of Renton to be members of the Planning Commission, authorizing corrections, providing for severability, and establishing an effective date.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Prince.
I move the ordinance be placed on second and final reading at next meeting.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Prince, seconded by Councilmember Albertson, that the ordinance be placed on second and final reading at the next council meeting. Discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
aye,
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries.
All right, the next ordinance is on for first and second and final reading tonight. It's regarding the update, the reorg for CED. An ordinance of the City of Renton, Washington, amending section 335 of the Renton Municipal Code to update divisions in the Community and Economic Development Department, authorizing corrections, providing for severability, and establishing an effective date.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember O'Halloran.
I move the ordinance be advanced to second and final reading this evening.
second,
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, second by Councilmember Perez, that the ordinance be placed on second and final reading at tonight's meeting. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
aye,
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Okay, I'll read it again. An ordinance of the City of Renton, Washington, amending section 335, the Renton Municipal Code to update divisions in the Community and Economic Development Department, authorizing corrections, providing for severability, and establishing an effective date.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember O'Halloran.
I move the ordinance be adopted as read.
second,
It's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, second by Councilmember Perez, that the ordinance be adopted as read. Any discussion? All right, this is the second reading, so it requires a roll call.
Council President McIrvin,
Aye.
Councilmember Prince,
Aye.
Councilmember Perez,
aye,
Councilmember Vaughn,
Aye.
Councilmember Albertson,
Aye.
Councilmember Rivera,
Aye.
Councilmember O'Halloran.
Aye.
Roll call, Mr. Mayor, all ayes.
All right, motion carries.
Right, the next ordinance is also up for first and second and final reading tonight. It's regarding the budget amendment. An ordinance of the City of Renton, Washington, amending the City of Renton fiscal years 2021, 2022 biennial budget as adopted by ordinance number 5991 and amended by ordinance number 6017, 6021, and 6030 by increasing the budgeted revenues and expenditures by $98,040,426 and $198,035,866 respectively, amending the 2022 salary table and establishing an effective date.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember O'Halloran.
I move the ordinance be advanced to second and final reading this evening.
second,
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, second by Councilmember Perez, that the ordinance be advanced to second and final reading at tonight's meeting. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
aye,
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries.
All right, I'll read this again. An ordinance of the City of Renton, Washington, amending the City of Renton fiscal years 2021, 2022 biennial budget as adopted by ordinance number 5991 and amended by ordinance numbers 6017, 6021, and 6030 by increasing the budgeted revenues and expenditures by $98,040,426 and $198,035,866 respectively, amending the 2022 salary table and establishing an effective date.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember O'Halloran.
I move the ordinance be adopted as read.
second,
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, second by Councilmember Perez, that the ordinance be adopted as read. Any discussion? Requires roll call.
Council President McGurven,
Aye.
Councilmember Prince,
Aye.
Councilmember Perez,
Aye.
Councilmember Vaughn,
Aye.
Councilmember Alverson,
Aye.
Councilmember Rivera,
Aye.
Councilmember O'Halloran.
Aye.
Roll call, Mr. Mayor, all ayes.
All right, motion carries.
Right, the final ordinance is up for second and final reading tonight. I had first reading last week. An ordinance of the City of Renton, Washington, amending Section 10.8.1 of the Renton Municipal Code, codifying the conversion of certain streets or segments of streets from one-way to two-way, authorizing corrections, providing for severability, and establishing an effective date.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Van.
I move that the ordinance be adopted as read.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Van, second by Councilmember Prince, that the ordinance be adopted as read. This requires a roll call.
Council President McGurven,
Aye.
Councilmember Prince,
Aye.
Councilmember Perez,
Aye.
Councilmember Vaughn,
Aye.
Councilmember Alverson,
Aye.
Councilmember Rivera,
Aye.
Councilmember O'Halloran.
Aye.
Roll call, Mr. Mayor, all ayes.
Right, motion carries. We are on to new business. Council President McGurven.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd just like to announce that on Monday, May 2nd, at 6 PM, the committee of the whole will meet via video conference / hybrid. There's one item on the agenda, which is the Sunset Area Transformation Update. And then we'll convene as a regular council at 7 PM for our regular council meeting. And that's all, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Prince.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, want to make an amendment to the ordinance we did first reading tonight, ordinance 6064. We were talking about it in planning and development today, and we realized that the one word that was missing when we were talking about businesses was small. So we want to have the word small business in there. So, yeah. there's a motion.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Prince, seconded by Councilmember Alverson, that in ordinance 6064 be amended to add the word small in front of business. Session. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries.
That's all, Mr. Mayor.
We are on to Councilmember Perez,
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. No new business.
Councilmember Van.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just wanted to announce the Transportation Committee. This meeting is canceled. So thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Councilmember Alverson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to announce that next Monday, May 2nd at 4:00 PM, the Utilities Committee will be meeting via video conference. Two items on the agenda. Number one, agreement for transfer of water service between the City of Renton and King County Water District number 90. And number two, emerging issues in utilities, specifically downtown utility improvement project update and Republic Services customer credits update. That's all, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Rivera.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Community Services Committee will be meeting at 5 PM on Monday, May 2nd to discuss the recreational programs and events update.
Thank you. Councilmember Halloran.
I have no new business, Mr. Mayor.
Asking for that point of the meeting.
Move we adjourn.
It's been moved by Councilmember Prince, second by Councilmember Alverson, that we adjourn. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right, motion carries. Thank you all. We're adjourned.
Fastest draw